Hello, everyone. My name is Lexi, and this is Sincerely Self. We have a lot of things to debrief on in this episode. First off, we have reached 1,000 streams on Spotify. I can't even believe it. I got the notification on 11/11 as well. A lot of exciting things happened for me on 11/11. I recorded a collab that I'm going to be posting next week with Britt Costa, so be super, super excited for that. I literally can't wait. It's one of my favorite interviews that I have done so far. But, anyways, I don't want to spoil too much. I also reached 1,000 streams on the Spotify, and it's not even my number one streaming service. Apple Podcasts has been my number one streaming service. So if you're here from Spotify, rise up, rise up. You guys hit 1,000 streams. And I cannot tell you how thankful and grateful I am to be able to find my purpose in doing something like this. I have had some of the guests that I've interviewed lately kind of ask me, well, like, what do you want to do with the podcast? Like, what is your dream for it? And so it's given me a lot of time to reflect and to think about it when asked those type of things. And I think the main thing that I want to do with Sincerely Self is to create a safe space for people to be their authentic self and to improve themselves without any judgment. And something that I love that I've been able to do with the people I've interviewed, especially if they have some sort of business that people mainly know them from, I've really loved giving them the outlet to express who they are as a person, like their aura, their energy, and like everything that makes them who they are. And I think giving this space where we can all kind of bond about the things we've gone through and the things we're going through and how we want to move past it. Like, sorry, this is a little bit of a tangent, but I am just so grateful for how the podcast is doing, how we're doing. And I can't wait to see all the things that we achieve in this next year of 2025. I have a lot of big goals. And anyway, if you've listened to Sincerely Self, even if this is your first episode, I'm so thankful for you and thank you for being here with us. Speaking of gratitude, that's kind of what we're going to be talking about today. 'Tis the season, right? It's around Thanksgiving and just around the holidays. I feel like people really put an emphasis on gratitude and just being grateful for what you have. And so I kind of want to focus on the benefits of having that gratitude mindset because I think it's something we all struggle with. I think it's almost impossible for us as humans to keep a gratitude mindset 24 hours a day and never ever fall into the lack mindset. Like, obviously, we're going to, but I think if we do some of these practices that I'm going to talk about in this episode, it can help us get to a better place with our mindset and get us to a better place of rewiring our brain, because when you're working on things like this and doing practices to change your thinking, you are rewiring your brain. And Joe Dispenza talks about this a lot in Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself. That is my favorite book of all time. I have learned a lot from that book, specifically on how your words really affect you and how your approach into life really affects you. Like, even just your mindset around yourself and around life, it has a bigger hold on you than you even imagine. So, first off, let's start with like the very, very basic meaning of what gratitude is, because I think just this simple definition of it really just encapsulates like what it means to be grateful. So gratitude can be explained as the state of thankfulness or the state of being grateful. It's literally, a state is just like what we're in, you know. If you're in a state of happiness, you're just all over happy. If you're in a state of gratitude and thankfulness, it's just becoming who you are, right? Like, you are completely engulfed in this feeling and this emotion. And I think that it it really can change your life, the way that you view the things around you. So let's talk about some of the benefits of gratefulness. You guys know I love neuroscience, I love psychology, so of course I'm going to talk a little bit about that. But first off, gratitude can enlighten the mind. It makes us think And it can make us feel happier, of course. If we're focusing on all of the good things, it's going to make us a little bit happier and a little bit more prone to focus on the good things moving forward. So in neuroscience, there's a thing called negativity bias. And basically, negativity bias is when our brain focuses on the negative things that happen to us to remember the pain so that we don't experience it again. So our brain is just trying to protect us, but it does it in a not good way, right? Because if we're focusing on the negative, it affects how we feel in life. So once you kind of understand that 99% of the population has a negativity bias, it's just kind of ingrained into us through society. And when you can break out of that negativity bias or even recognize that it's there, like recognize, oh my goodness, like I really do focus on the negative things 90% of the time, not on purpose, but that's just what's happening. You know, okay, I have a negativity bias. I need to change my state of thinking. So, research, this is research, babes. Research shows that gratitude improves your sleep, it improves your mood, and it even improves your immunity, okay? Just being grateful. It changes all of those things about you, just that mindset shift. It also decreases anxiety, depression, chronic pain, and disease. This is proven, bro. Our mindset really, really affects us like so much more than we could even imagine, right? So, moving forward, because I know my last few episodes have been a little bit longer, and so I do want to kind of keep this one a little bit shorter, a little quick run through before we get into some more collabs. Now, I kind of want to shift gears and talk a little bit about the ways that we can have a gratitude mindset and how we can implement that into our life, right? So, the first thing is having a gratitude journal. So, a gratitude journal really can just be me. I love having journals. I love writing things down. And so, gratitude journal is just where you're writing down all of the things you're grateful for anytime it comes to mind. A gratitude journal really, like, there are no rules, there are no, it's just focusing on the good things in your life and the good things that are going on. So if you want to write about how you did in your class that day or how grateful you are for your family, for your relationships, for your house, I think sometimes we get so stuck in the negative and in the bad things happening, we forget about all the things that we are just blessed to have. And I know, like, people talk about this every holiday season, like, oh, you're so lucky you have a house and stuff like that. But, like, really, though, really, though, not everybody is just guaranteed that. And I think sometimes we all get stuck in our ego of just thinking those are just things that you have and bare necessities, because yeah, they are just bare necessities, but no, not everybody just has that. And so I think being grateful for your family, even if you have some problems with them, something that I've learned through loss is that life is so short and you never know how long you have with people. You never know when is the last time you're going to talk to somebody. And so I think being able to swallow your pride and be like, try and fix things with the people you love. Don't hold grudges and don't just let that negative energy burden you, because at the end of the day, like, all we have is the people who love us, really. And like I said, you never know when is the last time you're going to talk to somebody. And so I think forgiveness is hand in hand with gratitude. People can do really, really horrible things to you, and the forgiveness can be for you, but it's also for them. And I think even feeling like this person doesn't deserve my forgiveness, sometimes we just need to swallow our ego and be like, what is this negative energy doing for me? Really? What is me holding on to what this person did to me? What is that doing for me? Really? Wishing them the worst is taking up my energy. So part of gratitude and forgiveness, if we're talking about that hand in hand, is being able to be like, I hope they heal. I hope they're able to overcome whatever internal battles they have to treat other people that way. I think I've said this before in an episode, but we're all the bad person in somebody's story. None of us are perfect. All of us have done something to hurt somebody's feelings or to hurt somebody we love. We're human. It's what happens. But being able to be realizing like even if somebody did you dirty as fuck, you don't have to take them back into your life. I'm not saying forgive them and accept them into your life. I'm saying forgive them for you so that you don't hold that negative energy in your heart anymore, and forgive them for them because if you believe in God, like having Christ-like love, loving the people who m- mistreated you and took advantage of you, and loving them doesn't mean you have to accept them back into your circle and into your life. Loving them can be as simple as just not wishing them the worst, genuinely just hoping that they heal and recognizing that they're just as human as you are, Like we're not all that different, and even though I don't know, I know some people do horrible shit. And so I don't want to be like you have to forgive them, but I just mean I hope you know what I mean with this. Just forgiving them for yourself in a way to get that energy out. I struggled with my relationship with my dad pretty much my whole life. I'm not going to get super into it, but he has really never been in my life very much until I was 18. And then we started talking again. I went and saw him 2 years ago, I think. And I hadn't seen him in like 10 years. And at first, like the forgiveness for me was really, really hard because obviously you hold a lot of resentment, you hold a lot of pain that that person has caused you. And I finally got to the point that I was like, you know what? I rather try and heal things with him and have a relationship with him than to hold all this negative energy towards him. I feel like gratitude and forgiveness go hand in hand, You can't be grateful for everything that you have if you haven't acknowledged the things that you've gone through. And I think the biggest thing that I've learned recently, like within the last few months, is that I don't want to have bad energy with people. I remember I went kind of through a phase where I recognized what friendships were not the healthiest or I didn't feel like were bettering me, and I cut them off, whatever. But I think I definitely could have done it in a better way, and I feel like I had a lot of things left unsaid with people. And so I've kind of gone back recently and contacted people that I had falling outs with just to not have bad energy. Like, I think you can have somebody not in your life or not be as close to somebody, but that doesn't mean you have to have bad energy with them. And I think that's the biggest thing that I've been learning. And I've had to swallow my ego and acknowledge like I don't have to be on bad terms with so many people. I can acknowledge my wrongdoings, they can acknowledge theirs, and we can move past it, whether that means being close again or not. And so that's something important to remember is with forgiveness, it's not so black and white. I recognize that this is like kind of going on a little bit of a tangent, but I, all in all, just really hope that through this holiday season and into the upcoming next year, we all can focus on our mindset shift towards gratitude and recognizing the things that we need to be grateful for and all the things that we're blessed with. And I can't even imagine the abundance that's going to come in for all of us if we can just do that. And I'm saying we because I need to work on it too. And that's a big reason I made this episode, is because sometimes I like to make episodes on things that I also am working on myself. So I'm going to end the episode here. I love you guys so much. This is going to be the last video of just me for a couple weeks. I have a few collabs coming up with the next few weeks, and I'm so excited. But I just wanted to pop in really quick and do a short little rundown, a little sit down with me before we get to hear from so many amazing people. Guys, I feel so blessed for the point that the podcast is getting to, and I am just so, so excited, and I'm excited for you guys to hear from these guests for the next few weeks. They are people who I really admire so much myself, and I learned so much from them recording with them. So anyways, I'm going to leave it at that. I really hope you guys enjoyed this episode. If you are watching this on YouTube, you may have noticed the lighting change, and that's because I had to finish the episode a little bit later. I started it and then I had to finish it a little bit later. So it's a little bit darker, but it's okay. I remembered my train of thought through all that time. If you're watching this on the YouTube, make sure that you comment down below something that you're grateful for today. It could be anything, just something that you are grateful for. It could be what you ate for breakfast. It could be the fact that you woke up on time from work. It could be your best friend. It could be your mom. Anything that you are grateful for today. If you are listening to this episode, make sure you leave a 5-star review. Let people know that you like Sincerely Self. And you can also leave reviews on the episodes that I will see if you want to. Also, this podcast is available wherever you get your podcasts, wherever that may be. On my Linktree, I usually link Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube, and I think I link Amazon podcasts as well. Those are just the top ones that my podcast is streamed on, but it is available everywhere, you guys. It's available everywhere. So, iHeartRadio, you name it. So, you can check it out really anywhere that you anywhere that you would like to, but I do link my link tree in the description of every episode, so you could check it out on the main ones if you'd like. I also have my TikTok and my Instagram linked on there so that you can see more of me if you would like to, if you want to. Everybody should check out my TikTok. I finally made a TikTok just for my podcast. I was just using my main TikTok, but I decided to make one for it, and it's honestly been really fun. So that is linked in my link tree in the description if you guys want to go follow it. And I'm grateful for you guys. I'm grateful for this podcast, and I'm grateful for this community that we've created. And I love you guys. I will see you next week.